Hey, you two, Kai the Casual again. Can we have a quick little talk about a certain star on the SmackDown main roster of WWE? Right. Let's talk about. You can tell from the shirt, right? Carmelo Hayes. Earlier this week, I posted a little short, little reel on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube about what if just maybe the predictable thing doesn't happen, and Gunther. They have Gunther winning against Carmelo, and the last time is now tournament. What if? Just a what if, right? They were able to book a situation where he could beat Bronson Reed, who is a very big dude, right? Why not book something that could still keep Gunther looking strong? They have a great match, and Carmelo Hayes gets the dub in the last time is now tournament and moves on. That didn't happen. I was being optimistic. It really, because of that optimism, I was really into the match, and it was a great match. Don't get me wrong. All shout outs to Carmelo and Gunther for that match. But a lot of us, even us casual fans, kind of see the writing on the wall for who's gonna be going against John Cena at Saturday night's main event. It's more than likely going to be Gunther in the end. And when we can see stuff like that coming, it's not as entertaining. The match was great, but we all see where this is going. And sometimes we want to see things our way. We got John Cena winning the IC title before he retires. Thank you for that, WWE. That was great. But every now and then, maybe we could be just a bit less predictable. So, why not play the game that we all like to play in our community? Let's do fantasy booking. So, I wanted this to be the start, the first of many, hopefully, of a show I want to call Fantasy Booking Fridays, where we take something that either recently happened or something we want to happen in the future and see what we want to happen with it. Let's start with what could have happened with Carmelo Hayes. Just a bit of background on this guy because he thinks he deserves it. Oh, by the way, shout out to Vigilante Talks, Brian Rivera, for he inspired this idea to me because I saw this post on Instagram, and he says, "I don't care what no one tells me. About time WWE does right in the main roster by Carmelo Hayes, and this is the perfect moment to do so by passing the torch would be amazing. Just saying." And you know what, Brian, I agree with you so much. Carmelo has all the talent. He's got a great look. He's got all the in-ring talent. But I think he's suffering from a typical thing we see in WWE, which is that transition from NXT, kind of the junior developmental league, to the main roster of Raw or SmackDown. And you get there, and it's like, all right, great. They debuted. They're here. Wonderful. And then we're waiting for them we're waiting for trips to cook. We're waiting for, creative to start cooking. Like, hey, meanwhile, the person is either putting on good matches or they're stuck in catering. A few people have suffered for this. I'm not going to talk about anybody else but Carmelo in this, but I want to give you a bit of background for those who don't know this guy. I already explained what NXT kind of is. It's their third brand, but it's also their developmental program for up-and-coming stars that they're going to raise up and put in TV. But just to give you guys a bit of background on what he's done so far in NXT, he is a two-time, not just one time, a two-time North American champion. He won in 2021. He won the NXT Breakout Tournament. He is the final NXT Cruiserweight Champion. He merged that belt into the legacy of the North American title. And of course, he's a former NXT champion. That's not nothing. They showed us, they gave us everything we needed in NXT to say, hey, look, pay attention to this guy. He is what it says on his D-pads. He is him. He's the guy, right? So you call him up, and one of the best things, now don't get me wrong, the match against Bronson was great. The match against Gunther was great. The best, or sorry, not best, I'll say the most memorable things we've seen our dude is have a good back and forth, 5-match series with Andrade, who's no longer in the company. And then maybe these last 2 matches. Oh, and then the whole Melo don't Miz situation where he's kind of stuck with the Miz. No, nothing against Mike, nothing against the Miz, right? But we're treating this guy like he doesn't know what he's doing. And so I offer this to both the wrestling community and WWE. Let's try, well, we can't try it anymore, but maybe this would have been a great opportunity to push the boy. So let's have a little revision of history. Let's say Carmelo wins round 1 against Bronson. On Raw from this past Monday night, let's pretend none of what happened. Let's pretend nothing that happened, right? And I don't know, just by some crazy, by hook or crook miracle, Carmelo hits the first 48. Goes up for nothing but net. And pins the ring general, Gunther. What a shocker. What a moment that would have been during the tournament. And you get Carmelo Hayes on the mic. And he calls out John Cena. And he goes, I'm not going to do the you can't see me wave like everybody else. I look up to you, John. I can see you. And I can see right through you. Your time is up and my time is now. Because I am him. Tosses the mic down and leaves. Put whoever you want in the finals. Unfortunately, Penta got injured, so nothing happened in there. From here, I believe this would have been the semifinals. Yeah, because LA Knight still needs to. I think he's on that side of the bracket. LA Knight needs to take down whoever his mystery opponent is. As of time of recording, SmackDown is not aired yet, so you guys will see that hopefully before the show. But whoever he has to beat, let's say LA Knight wins. And LA Knight gets on the mic and he says, Carmelo, I see you already locked in your spot for the semifinals. Congrats. But John Cena's mine. I've been waiting a long time for this as well. Next week on Raw or SmackDown, where I think this would be on the Raw side of things, where this match would happen, I believe, where it would fall. The match happens. Amazing back and forth match. We can see both dudes really want it. But in another, arguably what would be a shocker in this case, Carmelo wins again. And he's locked in the finals. Now, I need to work around some things a little bit because I want there to be more on the line here than just John Cena's final opponent. So, on Survivor Series War Games, we have Dom Mysterio versus John Cena. And to go against my prediction for Survivor Series War Games, I'm going to have John Cena actually win in San Diego, which would probably not be a good situation, but I'm hoping there's crowd grace for Cena in his last match there. So, he still has the Intercontinental Championship. and he holds it up. He gets a mic from the ref, and he says, "Hey, Carmelo, I do see you. I went to the PC, the NXT PC, to see you guys because I believe in the future, and that's why I wanted the NXT talent on my final WWE event. And what better person to have as my final opponent than the person who referenced me in NXT?" I don't think a lot of people think about this. There's other background I want here. Carmelo referenced the ruthless aggression moment in NXT a few years ago. I can't remember who he said it to, but he pretty much had his own ruthless aggression moment, and then he had a match and all that. And I want to talk about something else. John Cena, we only get John Cena, the man we know today, the character we know today, because he decided to start freestyling on the back of the bus. He was about to be on his way out of the company. Then Stephanie McMahon goes, "How do you memorize all that?" Like, he starts cutting rap promos on everybody on the bus. And he's like, "How do you memorize all that?" He's like, I'm not memorizing, I'm freestyling." And she gets this light bulb on her head. You should keep doing that, and you should do it on TV. Years go by, and we have the John Cena we know. We got the Doctor of Thugonomics, right? And all that. I want Carmelo Hayes to win, not just because he referenced that promo in NXT, but John Cena, and all the credit to him, he speaks multiple languages, he can rap, he can act, he's genuinely funny, he can cook people on the mic, and he can go in ring. I don't care what you say, for all the haters of the 2010s or whatever, questionable booking and all that, the guy can wrestle. But if not for an element of black culture, we don't get the man we know today as John Cena, the man of hustle, loyalty, and respect, the Doctor of Thugonomics, the thing that got him over back in the, what would you call that? The 2000s. Through ruthless aggression, through the PG era, to now the modern era. That being said, how nice would it be if not only he passes the torch to a genuinely new talent, but a man of black culture, right? So we get to Saturday night's main event, and we have an amazing back and forth match to John Cena. Carmelo takes him to the limit, and not only does he get John Cena's scalp in the final match of his career, but also he gets his first title win on the main roster. He gets the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, of course, I have to mess with Dominic Mysterio's, him getting the title back in that situation, but I think it would be nice to do this. Unfortunately, we are past that timeline in reality, but I would have liked if it went down this route. And again, we would not have John Cena if not for an element of black culture. But yeah, that's what could have happened. We're past that now. So my question to you guys is, what do you think WWE should do with Carmelo Hayes now? Do they continue this weird feud with The Miz? Do they... Let me know in the comment section what you would have wanted. Let me know if you would have liked this version of events going down. Like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell notification. Of course, hype the video up too. I've heard that's helping things in the algorithm. And of course, guys, you know that I love you. Enjoy pro wrestling. And of course, keep it casual. We'll see you for Survivor Series War Games. Predictions should be up by now. We'll see you guys later.